Hiya, welcome back to Scundered with me, Teresa Livingstone. This is a podcast about embarrassing stories, and I have a very exciting guest with me today. I'm going to give him a wee introduction, like you don't know who he is. He is the host of one of the longest running comedians podcasts in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
The Mudblood podcast. He's MC at the Empire. He's gigged everywhere from the Errigal to the SSC Arena to all around the world. It's the amazing Paddy McDonnell.
Ooh, thank you for having me. How are you? Scundered.
Scundered for you. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Really good.
We're surrounded by some beautiful looking drinks here, Paddy, that I'm gonna have to address before we get started. So these have been provided today by the Sober Irish, and they're all non-alcoholic drinks, but they're actually decent.
Yeah.
If you can believe such a thing exists.
No, there is, because there's ones I've had that are really, really nice.
Yes, I've also had some that are not so nice,
Yeah.
especially. But anyway, so I'm going to offer you one so we can have a wee sip and pretend that it's like 9 o'clock in a bar and not 10 past 10 in the morning.
Which you can drink if you want.
You can drink at any time. Yeah.
Where we are in the town, like you get far away. Like there's people drinking right now, you know.
So I can give you, what do you fancy? If you would drink a...
You pick one.
Oh, I have to pick one? Okay.
Just pick one.
Well, do you like beer or wine?
Either.
Oh.
I'm easy.
I like the idea of you and me having a wee glass of wine.
Well, then let's do it.
Right, I'm going to go with the white wine then. So this is, all right.
I hope it's like slur.
It's not. This will be still. That's water in that glass, by the way, in case you're... in case you think that's the wine I had before we started.
Sorry, I cleaned it.
Right, so here we go. So this is white wine.
There's nobody in this part of town that is drinking wine from glasses. Can I just say it? Like, we should technically just do it from a bag.
I know. Actually, I have brown paper over there. That would have been nice. Wee brown paper bag.
Nobody has it in a brown paper bag anymore.
No, that's just in the movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just in films. Right, try that and see what you think. And because I am a white wine drinker. Yeah, tell the truth.
It's decent.
That's nice.
You could drink it.
Yeah, you could drink it.
Do you know what I mean? Do you ever get a
Absolutely.
glass of wine, somebody gives you it and you can't drink it and you're there and you're scundered and you're there going...
So that's us. Well, like, because see, now I feel like I'm gonna say things I didn't mean to say, but luckily there isn't any alcohol in it, so I won't.
No, that's lovely. You
It's
drink
nice.
it, yeah.
So there you go. That's with the Sober Irish. But back to you. See the Mudblood podcast. How long has that been going?
We started that in...
That's you and William.
Are you raising your hand to go to the loo, Sean? Or are you raising your hand? 5 years. I was like, can I go to the toilet?
Oh, there's a sibling vibe
No,
in here.
because you're a
Yes,
teacher.
It's because
we give Teresa her position.
no, it's when I take a roll call before we started. I was like, Sean,
Do you do it in Irish?
Sean Oak, or whatever.
We had a teacher at CBS and they weren't like they were obviously Protestant and everybody knew it. And everybody then every morning when he done the roll call, we used to do Anseo. And he was like, I know what you're doing.
When I first started teaching in West Belfast, the first 6 months was them trying to figure out everything about me, and they're like, "Where do you live? What's like? But who do you know?" And because I was Miss Livingstone, it wasn't quite
they
obvious
didn't know
or not.
They didn't know what.
And I wasn't from West Belfast, so they're like, "Who is this?"
Yes, that was the problem.
Yep.
That was the problem.
So I used to sort of lie and be like, "Yeah, I live on the Falls Road." Andersonstown.
Tell them that. I think the secret to it is that you just go listen to tell you something, because that's the way our teachers were. Like proper fucking
Rough.
Oh, I'm telling you that. I'm that old that you still get paid in school, do you know what I mean?
Well, I wasn't rough enough. See, when I first started, it didn't help that so I was the music teacher, which doesn't ever help, right? And the classroom that I had was totally isolated from the rest of the school. So the boys all knew that. They were just like, there's no phone in this room. We can do whatever we want.
Which is a scary thought for the school that you were in, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they knew it and I knew it. And then anyway, so first week I was teaching there, the vice principal goes to me, we're doing a wee fire drill later. And I'd like to sort of throw a few spanners, and I don't want it to be too easy for the boys because they all just run out the front door. So I'd like you to stand outside your classroom with a desk and tell everybody that you're a fire and that they can't get past you. And I was like, what? So they made me stand in front of a door with a desk trying to tell these boys that I was a fire, and I didn't even get past the F. I was like, I'm a and they just like ran over me, knocked through me, moved the table, ran out the back door.
Yeah.
was like, you've set me up to fail there.
Oh, 100%. Let's see how much punishment you can take. That's all that was. It was genuinely.
I had great crack though, but I wasn't very rough. I did become very strict though in the end.
You have to, but I think you had to have it. You know, people go like, nah, the kids getting beat in school. And my ma would have went down and went, listen, JV, pa, beat him.
Go ahead.
And that was exactly our sentence. Yeah. And when I think now, like, there's no way I would do that with my kids, like walking and going, listen, if they're bold, just beat them.
No.
Do you know you wouldn't? Like?
It's different times. No, I ended up, my wee secret weapon was I got all the phone numbers for everybody's ma, and I had them in my wee...
wee black book.
My wee black book, and I used to
just phone,
I used to just phone them in front of them. So there was one guy, and I can't remember what he did, but it was relentless. And I was like, right, I've had enough of this. And I was like, I'm phoning your mother, and I got her on the phone, and he was like a wee hard nut, like he did sort of intimidate me, right? He was like 12, and I rang his mum and I said, I've got I won't say his real name, obviously, Francis probably is his name. Fra.
Everybody's watching this going, that's fucking Fra.
That's Fra. I was like, he's just called me a whore in front of the rest of this class. And he said, and I was just listing all the things he'd called me. And she was like, put me on the phone to him, miss. And I watched this fella on the phone and his whole face just changed. And he was just like, I'm sorry, mummy. No, I'm sorry, mummy. And he pooped the phone back onto me and she went, see, when he gets through that door, he's getting into his pajamas and he's not getting out of them for the rest of the night. And I was like, you've made me feel better. Because now I can just picture him.
A photograph of him in his jammies.
And his wee jammies.
Put him up the room and just go, what am I?
I could just picture him in his wee onesie and I was like, he's not scary anymore. But yeah, the power of a phoning your mother.
Power of a ma, a West Belfast ma.
Absolutely.
My ma was fucking deadly. Like. She was great, don't get me wrong. But
she was strict.
Deadly, like
but if you say you had to be.
You crossed her and she'd fucking, my ma. And the worst thing, she threw whatever she had in her hand.
Yes.
So you had to be careful.
Yeah, pick your moment before you tell her something.
Yeah, wait until she's over the cuddly toys or a cushion. Do you know?
Now that you got that balloon in your hand, there's something I have to tell you.
But she threw it, and when she hit you with it or she missed you,
yeah,
it was the bring it back to me. She was getting in for the double dip, which was the close up hand fucking assault, right? And we used to do a thing where you're reaching over, like trying to hand her out of striking range.
Yeah.
And she was like, nope, hand it to me. She used to grab your arm.
Thank you for bringing it back to me.
The
the thing that must have infuriated my parents was if I did get a smack, I'd be like, that didn't hurt. And they'd be like, well, this one will.
Fuck, I wouldn't have said that to my mother.
No, I did. I'm making it sound like I was beaten up. I wasn't. I mean, like,
I was.
A wee smack.
my mom and dad wouldn't care you telling people about it because they tell my kids, you're lucky, I'm telling you, see back. I'm saying, wait a bit.
So are you a strict dad, Paddy?
To a certain extent.
So no.
To a certain extent.
To a wee bit. All right, okay.
Yeah.
What are you really strict about?
The kids got iPads and stood my head on at the minute.
Yes.
They're I can see them getting addicted.
Screen addiction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, nope. So last night, like, I had a full-on fight with the 8-year-old. And she said, the 6-year-old's had hers. And I went, no, she hasn't, because I remember I was fucking here. And she didn't have it all day. You've had yours all day because I wasn't in the house and your older sister was watching it and blah, blah, blah. So I've noticed that.
It is mad though, isn't it? I've seen that from just an observer, like taking them off. Like people, it is like a proper addiction. People, kids have proper meltdowns.
There's going to be kids in Castle Street going, here, mate, you haven't got a charger for my iPod, do you? I just need a wee 5 minutes.
My Roblox.
To my kids' YouTube. There's these proper junkies on their iPods. But no, I've noticed that. But I try to be open, and it's a tough thing. I thought that's what kids would want.
Yeah.
But I think for my teenage son, it was a wee bit embarrassing, because there's nothing that I don't talk about in podcasts and stuff like that. Yeah. So then in school, I think he got a wee bit of stick where people were like, your dad done this and your dad done that.
Because I guess, what age was he when you started doing comedy?
Oh.
Would he been?
Oh, he would have been. Well, I'm doing it from 2011, so we're coming into 15 years.
Yeah.
He's 19, so 4.
Yeah. So you don't really think about it when you're 4. Like, he's only 4 years old. He's not going to listen to him.
He's 19 and the other wee girl's 16.
Mm-hmm.
And they went through me doing comedy and nobody knew who you were.
Yeah.
Whereas the 2 youngest ones, are out with me now, and they're so used to people, whereas them two people coming up and asking for photographs and
It's a
stuff.
bit jarring.
They're like,
Yeah.
what's this all about? So they went through the stage, and I think then if it was sort of like during COVID was when the video started going
Yeah.
big. That's when I started getting a bit of a name.
Yeah.
So I think that was what was hard for my wee lad, because that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He was what,
10, 11 or whatever. Or no, 5 years ago. So he's older than that, yeah.
He's like 14,
And
15.
well aware. Yeah.
And he was watching videos too, so obviously his mates were sharing them, and then they're talking about it on the thing.
Yeah.
So I think it was hard for him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that was hard for him. But I tried to be a parent that wasn't that strict. I was trying to be that, like, I've done this and I want you to learn from my mistakes in doing it, and I've told them, but I don't know if that's the right thing to do, to tell them that you done all these things.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22.
It is.
Because then they throw it back and go, you done it.
I know,
And
exactly.
go, fuck.
I know. And you think you're not going to be like your parents, but you probably hear things coming out of your mouth where you're like, oh my God, that is my mother just.
Oh, I haven't turned into my dad, but I've definitely turned into an older man.
Right, okay.
I've started to notice that in the past, like 3 or 4 years, where you're like, oh, Jesus.
Shouting about the immersion being on, that sort of thing.
L-
Turn off those lights.
looking at 3 wee lads walking down the street. What are they doing? Out the window, and you're going, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? You're at old boy, fucking leave them alone. Compared to what I used to be doing in the street, do you know what I mean? So you see that, or tutting at people. Oh, damn, what are they doing? Them kids are going to get killed in that motorbike and up that road.
That used to be you.
That used to be me. So you do have to think about it. But it obviously is a thing with age, and you get older and you do ways up a wee bit.
Yeah. I remember, just this is the last thing I'll talk about teaching. I remember they brought TransLink into our school once to talk to the kids about not assaulting bus drivers. Right? So that's quite straightforward. And I was like, how are you going to talk to them about it? And they're like, oh, we've got this whole thing planned. It's going to be really like dynamic. So they drove a bus up to the front of the school and invited each class one at a time to come on to the bus for a wee talk. So, of course, everyone was like, yeah, ringing the bells, just like nobody was paying attention. And the guy who was trying to like plead with them to stop beating up bus drivers, he's like, I'm going to show you some really awful footage here. So could everybody look at the CCTV TV? And they just showed this reel of like drivers getting their heads kicked in by kids. And they were all just like, they were just taking tips. They were all like, oh yeah, I know, yeah. Oh, I see what I did. I need.
That's Mickey, remember that one?
Yes, exactly. They're like, oh, I need to stretch before I do this. That's why I hurt myself. It totally backfired.
Yeah.
Totally. But anyway, that just sprung to mind.
They done that when I was teaching the kids joinery. TransLink weren't talking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was doing the classes. There was a lot of them would have got buses with a mixture of school kids, and then they had just left school. And TransLink came in, and the guy's doing the whole talk, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, now listen to this guy and whatever. This is all we lads that's left school. And when I finished, one of them put their hand up and went, so, here, have you ever seen his podcast about him? He used to get in the boots of buses, and I just started looking, and I went, you forget all that stuff's out there.
Oh, I
the
know.
The guy's looking at me like, you're fucking meant
sort
to
of
be
a
the
role
thing.
model, are you?
And they're going, but sure, he used to be in the boots of buses going to Crumlin and home.
So you've been a teacher? You are a teacher as well?
Well, joinery,
so.
joinery tutor, and
Yeah.
like Mavs in English, and like, the training facilities. And then I took school kids too. What they would have done was they would have had kids that they didn't want in school, and they sent them up the
Yes.
and used to take them up there, and the kids were great.
Yeah.
I loved the kids. It was
Yeah.
your staff I didn't like.
Yeah.
And what I didn't like was like the teachers from the schools, because they treated me like I wasn't a teacher.
The ones that they'd sent the kids from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would be on the phone, and like this one school sent up a wee lad that had 2 broken arms to do joinery.
Right.
And I phoned him and was like, yo. And he was like, listen to tell you something. We pay you the money to take these kids, so you'll just take them up there. I went, listen to tell you something.
Yeah.
The reason why these ones aren't in your school is because they're rockets.
Yeah.
I says, and you're sending them up to me. Where am I going to put him with no arms?
At least he can't get into too much trouble.
But, I can't be in 2 rooms. I can't put him in the classroom or the workshop, because he can't come in the workshop because he's saying, I can't watch him in the classroom because I have the other ones in the workshop. I says, so no, it's not happening. Come up and get him. And he's like, listen, I tell you something. I'm the vice principal. I says, listen, I tell you something. I know you don't see me as a teacher, and here's the way it stops. I'm not a fucking teacher. I'm a joiner, and you send somebody up with 2 fucking broken arms.
Yeah.
And this is the way we deal with it in the building side. Get it fucking up and get the fucker out. You know what I mean? Because that's where he's getting put in 2 minutes. And then, so there was a whole big thing about it. But some of them did treat you that way because
Yeah.
I hadn't done the qualifications. I was in the process of doing that in
Yeah.
university and stuff like that. So he was like, oh, here's me. I might be a teacher, but I'm...
Well, just because you haven't done a teaching qualification, I mean, I don't think it makes a difference. You learn everything from the minute you start. You're in a classroom anyway.
If you have rapport with the kids, and the kids were great.
Yeah.
I did. I had a school from over in St. Joseph's, which is over Armour Road Market. They were all from them areas, and they were like, "Oh my God, these ones are wild." They were the best bunch of kids. And I think it must have been because I was down to their level.
Yep.
First day they came in, they went, "You're on a podcast." That was it.
I do think that gives you a bit more I mean, yeah, I think that's more. They've never had a teacher who's actually in their world like completely that famous. Because having a podcast now is more famous than anything else.
Yeah. So everybody wanted to do joinery in our place because I was
all trying to get on the podcast.
Well, they were all just trying to be in my class. It was like, and then I remember being at like a dance night, and I had left years ago doing that, and I was at that. And one of the fellas came up, and I was like, "Well, what about you? What are you doing now? Did you stay on joinery because you were a good joiner?" He went, "No, I'm selling gear."
And I've you to thank for that, sir.
And I'm not, like, what do you say to that? Do you know what I mean?
At least they're being honest.
At least I know something. Do you know, you give me a discount. There you go.
I bet they're good at the maths in their head and everything because of you.
Jesus,
giving people
know.
their correct change.
I don't know about that now. So right, see when you sell gear, so say you had it back. But I know it was one of them moments where it was just like, what do you say here?
I love that you can tell me everything. Yeah, it's great. I remember like that TransLink education talk on the bus. They were like, does anybody have any questions? Because they'd been saying like, you don't want to do this, that, you know, you're going to hurt people, you're going to end up with a criminal record, all this. And because they mentioned a criminal record, they were like, is there any questions? And all of them just kept asking about what length of sentence they'd get for different crimes. So the first one was like, how long would I go to prison for dealing ease, just for the sake of argument, right? And he's like, what's that got to do with the bus? And I was like, I'm just wondering, how long would I get for, you know, and they were all like listing all the things.
Do they still have execution?
I know. I just want to know what I'm looking at.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, good times. That's funny that you're a teacher now. Finally, another comedian who's also experienced a classroom.
Yeah.
Comes in handy though, doesn't it? If you're able to.
It does when you can command the room. And
it's like being an MC. And you're a brilliant MC, Paddy. Yeah. The Empire and all of that. Is that like teaching?
I think all that sort of stand up in front of people is just the same sort of thing. You know, you can put it into coaching kids, you can put it into most things in lives. Like you don't. I think what I love about like being the MC and doing comedy and stand up in front of people is when you go in somewhere and you need to get a bit of attention. You know, like when you're on holiday and you're trying to get a sunbed.
What, and your MC?
And you go, right now, everybody, sit the fuck down. We're all getting seats here now. Right? I think it's just that being able to talk in front of people, not being scundered or embarrassed.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I love that we nod to that and all that. Scundered.
I think that's part of the thing. And that's I say to people that ask me about doing comedy, like, there's people go, oh, such and such, he's really, really funny. And I go, get him to go up. Because the first thing you need to know is if you can stand up.
You can do it. If you can just get up in front of people.
Yeah. It's that embarrassing because there's comedians I know, top comedians, who are physically sick before they go on stage. There's not many of them, but I know a couple.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would shock you if I told them who they were and they were physically sick going up in front of an audience. And I'm like, seriously? And they can't deal with it, you know?
Because it's such a big part of it at the start. Well, for some people it never goes away, but the start of it, you're at an advantage if that's already not going to faze you.
Yeah.
If you're an actor or something like that, you're used to being on a stage. You're leaps ahead of everybody. What were you going to say?
See what you're teaching. Do you think that helped you with the comedy?
I think so. It helped me. I was really nervous at the start. I still am nervous whenever I do it. It helped me.
Really? You never came across as that?
Oh my God, yes. Yes,
genuinely,
yes.
You've never came across as
do you know what I'm nervous about? Forgetting something. So it's not the actual speaking. I've got so much in my head. I'm like, I'm going to forget something. And I get really in my head about it with the piano and all of that. But teaching, I think, helped me not react badly. Do you know what I mean? Like just put on. You can put on a bit of a front
instead of what's happening because so many people be affected by it.
Yeah.
And I'll not mention his name, but there's a comedian who we know very well, very experienced, been doing it the same length of time as me, if not longer. And I got him to do a gig for me recently, and it threw him where the gig was and the audience.
Okay.
And there was one guy in particular that was throwing him. and it did throw him.
Yeah.
And you could see it throwing him, but he pulled it back.
Yes.
And it got to the stage where the guy was saying stuff and then he said stuff back, and then he came off with a line and blew your man out of the water in the audience.
Yeah.
And your man didn't want to show that he was enjoying the rest of his set, but he had to eat his words. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I seen that happening. Do you know where?
Yeah.
But he was able to pull it round, but some people can't.
No.
And then it's just like, oh, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah. So I think teaching, it depends on where you've taught, because for some people, your teaching experience might be totally different. You know, it is very kind of, everyone's listening all the time. But if you're teaching anywhere where they're possibly not, you have to kind of get the room.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I think with me, whenever I was doing the joinery, the good thing about that is that we're going out and building sites, so I could say fuck and fuck up.
Was that one of the lessons? You're like, things to say on the building site.
The first thing I done when I brought them in, and I got in trouble for this, but
you must swear.
it was, I turned around and I went, I'm going to tell you exactly what it's like when you go out in this building site, because you are green kids coming out of a school, they're 16, 17. I says, you're going on to a building site where men in their 40s are still children. I says, and they see you as fresh meat, and you are going to get tortured. And this
Jesus Christ.
like, genuinely brought them through what they're going to say. They're going to try and find out who your ma is. They're going to get pictures of your sisters, your girlfriend. And I just told them the truth. And these kids went home traumatized, but I had to...
Sent them out with no joinery experience, just like, here's what's going to happen.
This is what's going to happen straight away. And I got like 10 parents ringing me, 7 of them going, thank you so much.
Oh,
because we were panicking about this, because like their uncles or somebody has told, most of them knew, like, but there was like 3 that were like, is it really like that out there in the working world? And I'm like, you've no idea.
Did you make it sound worse than it was? So that
no, I told them exactly what it was like, because it is like that. It's like, back in the dark ages, building sites, like you think that there's all this protocol and there's not. Like, and then the next thing I done was the second week was basically teaching them how to make tea, how to brush floors, and how to tidy a back of a van. And my boss came to me and went, "This isn't.
They don't know how to do anything.
Listen, I tell you, if they can't do any of that, they will get. They will just tell them to go home."
Oh, that's so funny.
But
sir, when can we use a tool?
But
Never.
That should be. And then what happened was they made me bring them in and use chisels straight away in the first week. And 2 fingers sliced.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, and I was like, they need to learn how to do these basic things that they're going to be doing straight away. And that's, if they can do them things, there's more chance of them surviving with the company or with the joiner. Because that's the things they're going to be doing. And we used to make apprentices do that. If they could tidy a van and they could make tea and they could go to the shop and buy exactly what you asked them to buy, then you knew that they were all right and you had a chance with them.
I'm just picturing you sitting in the classroom going, right, you're getting me a pack of cheese and onion potato. You're going to just setting them all out on wee tasks to the shop to see who could get the order.
These kids were like, what do you mean, brush? I'm a joiner. I says, you're not a joiner.
Yeah.
You are at the start of a process of a joiner. See, if you go on site and go, I'm a joiner, tell a joiner, he's going to hit you boot in the hole. Because like joiners are technically, like, you have to do, there's so many components and different things you can do in joinery, and there's so many joiners out there that can only do one thing. They've never done the full process of like going through all the different stuff. Because see, if you've done
doing your big shop in Tesco's,
like you're always working. You're always like, there's people that can make windows, there's people that can make stairs, there's people that can just do stud walls, there's people that can hang doors. There's so many aspects to it, and there's not that many people can do all the different. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of what way it ends up. You do the same amount of time as a fucking doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like, I worked with one joiner and he's like, we were working in a doctor's house and he's like, I have studied as long as you have for your job, so don't you argue with me about what I did.
I'd love you to
I'm a wood doctor, he said.
A wood doctor?
I'm a wood surgeon. Wood surgeon, that's he said. I'm a wood surgeon. This job here is specialist. I remember telling him that we were working for my dad. My dad's a roofer, right? And he used to bring us out working when we were kids and child labour. And do you know, you seen the wee kids that used to go up the chimneys when they were like 2?
Yes.
That was my dad.
In Victorian time?
My dad had us doing that. So he did. He had us working from the weeds. Like, I remember being on the...
Were you sent up the chimney?
No, we would have been up. Would have been up in the roof.
Yeah.
Like, he had us used to heights and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
But I remember working at a doctor's house and I was about 15. And he was like, what do you plan to be? And I was studying science. I like double award science. Really love science. And I was like, I would like to be a vet. And my dad, I remember him just looking at me and going, what? It's the first time I've heard that. And I went, it's the first time you've asked me.
Yeah.
And he says, nah, you're going to be a joiner. No son of mine's going to be a vet. Fucking joiner.
Oh,
What are you getting on? But he was right, like, I didn't become a vet, became a joiner. But
but what made you want to become a vet? Did you just really like animals?
I love animals.
Yeah.
Love animals. And I like science, so I think that was
Well,
where...
it's perfect.
And then I remember, like, when I was doing A-levels, not A-levels, it was DMVQ at the time, double science. And they were like, it's 9 years to be a vet, or 10 years or something. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
what?
mad.
It's longer than a doctor.
I know.
And they were like, because of all the different animals and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
See, doctors only have to look at one species.
I mean, can I have to specialise in dogs? Like, do 2 years
And
of
just
it.
Labradors,
Is there an
actually.
MVQ and just dogs?
Just like really narrow, good
Your
dogs.
man
With nothing
down there
wrong with
says
them.
he's not technically a vet, he's an MVQ and dog.
Yes, it's got a vocational technical
Do you
qualification.
know what I mean?
Oh, and what about you? You were telling the last time I saw you, Paddy. You told me a really funny story about your mental dog in a caravan.
Jacko?
Jacko.
Fuck
Is Jacko still the dog you have now?
no, Jacko.
Oh right, no.
Jacko went to prison. Jacko went to prison. Well, I say prison, it's Puglass is where he lives now. Got a wee flat.
Yeah.
He get punished. We got him a wee flat. That's all. Yeah, I got fucked, dude. Fuck me out. Fuck's sake, I bit one of his kids. Fucking took it the wrong way. He was trying to steal my fucking boat. And I got the dog during COVID. Kids loved it. Kids were busting our chaps for a dog, and I got it. And a mate of mine, God rest him, he's not here anymore, got me the dog. And he phoned me up and he's like, I have dogs, yeah, I have pups. And I was like, right, what is it? And he says, I think it's a half snoozer.
Nobody knows.
Half snoozer German pointer. And I was like, right, all right. So is it going to be big? No, not be big. I mean, right. So I went and got the dog. Kids loved it. And from the third week we had it, I went, this dog's fucking mental. Fucking mental.
Yeah.
And then it turned out it was a half Belgian Malamute and a German
Malamute?
pointer. So it was half Belgium, half
Right.
German.
Right.
It was fucking nuts. It's like the dogs that the Belgian police use.
Okay.
And these things are mental.
Was it a puppy when you got? Was he a
we
puppy?
we had it from, it was like
So
6
you didn't
weeks.
quite know what he was going to grow into.
Didn't know. He was this wee tiny black thing.
Yeah.
That developed into this thing. It was like a horse. you remember, Jacko? We done a recording of a podcast out the back. Do you remember? And we thought it was a baby crying.
Oh my God.
Do you remember it? Yeah. It was like, "Wah!" I was like, there's a baby crying. And I opened the door of our house and the dog was just like, "Wah!" It sounded like a baby. We brought it in and it bit all the cables, bit all our feet. It was like one of the biggest fucking podcasts we had. Everybody was laughing. But it was clean on the roof of the house.
Yeah.
And my neighbour was sending me photographs of his garage and he's just staring on top of like Batman, just sitting on the edge of the fucking ridge looking at him eating his breakfast. And he loved him, like. But we started getting him trained and the guy was like, this dog's unbelievable. He says, see, he will do.
He is.
He's like proper. He needs trained. He needs like a thing. And we were giving it a go, training it every day, and it was going well. Got it, wee kids in the corner, giving it its wee space, and we got it a bone this day. And the baby crawled towards it, and it didn't bite her.
Yeah.
It just went like that. But
Yeah.
its tooth hit her there and
Oh my
split her.
God.
So,
Oh my God.
and I couldn't put him down because he was such a good dog.
Yeah.
And he didn't mean it was our fault. Like, so he gets sent.
The baby's fault.
He gets sent to Puglass. Wait, a Puglass. You just see him standing in the Puglass now in the corner.
In his wee flat.
With his mates smoking a wee fag. When I used to live up in a big house up in the mountain, man, that fucked me out.
So, what do you have now then?
No dog.
Oh, no dog?
No.
Do you want one?
I'd have a dog, no problem. The problem with the dogs and the reason why I didn't want it, I used to breed like boxers and stuff.
Oh, right, did you?
And
Boxers are lovely. Yeah. They're good dogs.
I broke my heart. Like when I had the mother and the daughter, but Rue, the dog I had, she was the best dog ever. Like she was a beautiful big boxer and she was just class.
Yeah.
And when she died, I just went, I can't. And then when the daughter died from her, I was just like,
Oh,
I've had
jeez.
enough. And she was the runt. I kept the runt, and you had to keep the runt, but I kept her because I didn't want to give her to anybody.
Yeah.
And she was always dead skinny. She was a weird shape and all. You know. She shouldn't have been alive, but
I don't think I could breed dogs. I couldn't say goodbye to them. That's the thing. It would kill me. Even just a puppy I'd had for 3 weeks, I'd be like, I couldn't do it.
I like dogs more than I like some people. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
It's a hard thing, but a dog, like, no matter what, you shout at it before you leave the house and you come back in.
I know.
It's a crack.
Listen, my whole world revolves around a Labrador, and my husband sits on the other side of the room just watching.
When you got that dog, I was like, they're fucked.
Yeah, we are. Our house has been wrecked. I mean, He's never upstairs, but the amount of damage that he's done to the downstairs of our house, it's
People have no idea.
embarrassing.
Like everybody, they're a beautiful dog, but they were bred for like
They're bonkers.
being
Labradors.
we're cons going off. You know, like that.
Yeah, yeah.
My mate had one, and he had it tied up in his garage, and I says that dog's going to go insane, and he's like, "What do you mean?" And he worked with me, and I was like, "It's so cruel. You really need to stop. Like that dog needs to live in the house with you." And he's like, "No, she won't let it. She won't let it." I said, "She's got it as a puppy, loved it, and then put it in the
out
garage."
in the garage.
And the dog, this is so funny, right? So I said, "Tell him that dog's going to go insane." Didn't listen to me. We got a phone call one day. He didn't turn up. We were like, "What's wrong?" And Declan was in an accident today. What happened? The dog had the brake pipes on his fan.
Oh my!
It was chewing everything. It chewed
He's like a hostage
the
trying to get
hubcaps,
out.
then it chewed the mud flaps.
Well, serves me right.
And then he's driving along the road and he hit the brakes into the field.
We had our very first dog we had in our house was Benji. Here's me giving away passwords now. I'll be like, what was your first pet? My mother's
your
maiden
maiden
name is... No, Benji was our first dog, and he was like a collie, a border collie. Should never have been in a house in Belfast, just sat in the back garden. That should have been, he should have been a
Chasing
working
sheep.
dog on a farm, right? And we might have walked him like 2 or 3 times a week. We were just like, probably should walk the dog now. He chewed everything, and it got so bad. Actually, it was when my wee brother was born. He wasn't well, so the doctors had said you can't have a dog in the house. So the dog had to go. And my dad we were all like devastated by it, but he had chewed like the wiring under the dishwasher. He'd chewed all of our shoes. My mum was like, goodbye, see ya. So my dad found someone to take the dog who he worked with, and she was like, my parents have a farm. It's outside Bangor somewhere.
Why when the dog was going somewhere, it always went to farm? Like I'm truthful
But
about
this
it.
is what
Mine went to Pogla.
Paddy. Yes, this is the thing. We were so naive. My dad was like, the dog's going to a farm. And we were like, oh,
came
that's
up with a
lovely.
story?
And we were like, oh, that's lovely. Can we go visit him? No, it's very far away. So, no, he did give him to a farm.
Right.
Unless I've been lied to, that dog did go to a farm.
Teresa, you're going to get told the true story one day.
No, this is what happened. The guy or the woman that my dad worked with, about 2-3 weeks later, he said, how's Benji getting on with your parents? And she just went, did he chew a lot of stuff whenever you had him? My dad was like, no, not really. She went, he's chewed the wiring under my dad's new Land Rover. Like he'd got under the car and pulled all the wiring out.
That's what that dog done.
And my dad was like, no, he's never done that. So I don't know where that dog is now. But
McGabry.
He's in Paul class. He's doing a wee flat share with yours. But yeah, oh my God. No, I love our dog. It doesn't matter what he would do. I wouldn't get rid of him. Ever.
Yeah.
Like he used to bite me like mad whenever we first got him. And I still wouldn't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Fraser, on the other hand, he's on a short leash. He's like,
You can
3
just
strikes
imagine,
and you're out.
You can just imagine Fraser. The look in the dog.
Oh no, he loves him. God, it's crazy. Anyway, Paddy, you are very successful. And I don't know why I said it like that. You're so successful. Where has been... You're gigging like all over the place. You're like in the States, Australia.
Yeah.
Like where's the biggest place you've gone? Where's the place where you've gigged and just been like, I can't actually believe I'm here. Like I'm doing a gig in this place.
I think going to Australia and America is one of them ones where, because I never thought when I started it
That you did
that
do
was
that.
never.
Yeah.
The SSE is probably
Yes.
that was never in my thought process ever.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing.
And how many times have you done that now?
5.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
So-
didn't know it was that many.
Yeah, and I had never done it before, even for somebody. Do you know what I mean? So
Yes.
It wasn't like I had any experience.
You'd been on
of
the
it.
stage or whatever.
I just remember the Ulster Hall, like
Yeah.
going. Like, you would have been gigging in the Pav and all the places, right? And walking past the Ulster Hall, and I remember in the town one time we walked past it, me and my wife, and she went, "Let's go in and see how much it is." It was just awesome.
Just about to
And
hire
I
it.
went ways up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the Ulster Hall. Like, no way am I playing the Ulster Hall. Yeah, because I had seen the Prodigy there, some boxing, everything.
Yeah.
And never in my head did I think.
It would be you.
Yeah, so I think that's where I thought would have been like, oh, if I played the Ulster Hall one day. You know, that in my head was like huge.
Yeah.
Like I've played big gigs. Frankie Boyle in the Falls Park were 7,900 people in the tent.
Wow.
Which meant to be 4.5.
Right.
but it was like zombie apocalypse. They just climbed from everywhere over all the walls, and they couldn't contain them.
Yeah.
All the security staff, they were like, we can't stop them getting in here.
Yeah.
7,800 people in a tent in the Falls Park watching Frankie Boyle, which was a gig that was meant to be like cancelled.
Right. Why was it meant to be cancelled?
Well, a lot of people, because it was a community festival and he had made jokes about people with Down syndrome.
Oh, right, yes.
People
it was
were
around that
protesting.
time. Yes.
And it was a mad time because people were giving me shit about it because I was connected to it. And obviously I have a cousin who has Down syndrome. So it was one of them things. And I was like, I'm not... but I see comedies open to most things. I
Yeah.
mightn't joke about that, but somebody
Yeah.
else might.
Yeah.
And, at stage its own. But, but it was that popular because it was going to be cancelled.
Right.
It was a not miss thing. So it was a big, big gig. And probably not the best gig I've ever done or liked or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just like I was back again in New York. I was in New York in October,
Yeah.
Chicago and stuff, and then up into Canada. And then back again in January. And they're just like, could you come over once a month? And you're sort of going,
Amazing.
fucking New York doing comedy. Like.
And I don't mean this to sound like who's coming to see you in New
No,
York,
this
but
is
are
it.
you
This is-
getting... Is it a lot of expats or is there a new audience
When I
that you're
went
sort
to
of...
Australia the first year, it was all people from back home.
Yeah.
And the odd Scottish English and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This year in Australia, the two front rows in one of the biggest gigs was all Australians.
Right.
So they had either been brought or they seen clips or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's starting to change
But
there.
it's changing.
America is now playing Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership.
Right.
And it was on with like 20 acts and you had like 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it takes me 7 minutes to warm up. And I was in between a lot of Americans. So
Yeah.
that was a show where it wasn't my name on the bill, if you know what I mean. It
Yeah.
was just like a lineup.
Yeah.
And I found it harder
Yeah.
because they'd been listening to America.
Yeah.
And then I come on and
It's a bit of a gear change, yeah.
And they were like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it took them a couple of minutes to come around, and then I did get the laughs, but that was the moment where I sort of went, whoa.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing a lot of shows on my own.
Yes.
That was the first sort of comedy club I done. And I went, this is a different ballgame because you're in amongst the middle of these things.
And you see doing like a comedy club in the States, or do you notice like there's a much higher level? Like are all the acts just at a higher level than you would
That
be?
club was a high level.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There was nobody that I went, oh my God. Like it was,
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, they're good comedians. You can tell.
Yeah.
Nobody threatened me or I felt like I shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
I just think it was my accent that was the thing that you needed to address a wee bit more.
Yeah.
And I obviously had to slow everything right
I was going to
down,
ask you that. Did you start?
which is bad for me
Go,
because I'm
"Hello."
very high energy.
Yeah.
And then, so if you're doing it like that, do you change your facial expressions? Do you change
Yeah.
the speed that you're doing it? So obviously, like, it was me in slow motion and I didn't really like it, you know, that way.
Yeah.
But
It probably doesn't. I think it's a lot of us talk really quickly on stage, and I'm always really impressed by people who are quite slow when in their delivery, because I think it shows real confidence to be able to kind of really slow down. And it's something I'm always thinking about myself after I've done a gig. I'm like, I need to slow down because I'm sort of going, blah, 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 you know, you're rattling through it.
yeah,
Just, I suppose that's the natural way we speak anyway.
it's like a thing here.
Yeah.
So I think one of the acts that I've noticed that's like that is Tommy McCarthy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's quite good as comedy because
Yeah.
he talks very slow off stage as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like, because when I first said he was going to do it, I was like, fuck, if he talks the way he talks when he's off stage. But it works.
It does, yeah.
It works for him.
He sort of draws you in, doesn't he? Because he's
It's just
talking
'cause you're
so...
sitting
He does
in it.
talk quite slowly.
Slow, and it's
And
the
you're like,
tone
oh,
and
yeah.
so you listen.
Yeah.
And it's successful, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that it's mad. You have these things, but I never had that dream of
One day
playing around
I'll
the world.
do. I know.
that. Never. I remember playing in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
I got booked by Phil Jupiters to do a gig in Amsterdam, and I'm like, fucking Amsterdam, like who
Yeah.
the fuck's coming to see me in Amsterdam? But it was an Irish medical conference in the hotel,
Right.
so they wanted
Okay.
an Irish act.
Uh-huh.
And he went, where are they from? And most of them are from Northern Ireland. So they fucking booked me.
Yeah.
And I went in. There was only 2 Dutch people in the front.
Right, okay.
And all the rest was from back home.
yeah.
And
Just do all your local material. Yeah.
do you know, it was near enough.
Yeah.
But it actually made me do, because I started, like the 2 Dutch guys were in, and I was like, you think the troubles back home was caused by England and by this and by that, but actually you have a big part to do because King Billy turned up smoking dope and Carrick Fergus on a boat on his big white horse, and next man fucking blew everybody, you know. And they were like, oh, would you not know this shit?
Lovely. I like your Dutch
So we
impression.
caused the whole trouble. So it was our problem. But I asked them too. I was like, what has you in? And they were like, oh, we come to English speaking comedy to learn
To learn English?
And I'm like, there's
Yes.
2 people in Rotterdam running about going, oh, you're mad. Because I'm not the person you want to learn English from.
That's like me. I taught in Spain, and at one point I was teaching primary school kids, and I used to, because I would be doing maths with them and stuff like that, and they were all Spanish, but being taught in English, and they would be doing their times tables and everything, just going 8. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's Indian. I don't know what. I can't do a Spanish accent. 8.
8.
But yeah, they're walking around with some gaps in their knowledge. Those poor kids.
That's funny when you see it, but like, because you see like people teaching in China or in Africa, and you see them clips of people, and they're like,
with the
and
wee
then they're
thing.
teaching them the stuff they say back, up I'm on a bypass.
I had to do that. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. When I was teaching the primary kids, it was like St. Patrick's Day, and they were like, and the school said, can you do an assembly with them, because that's your heritage and your culture, you pass it on to these kids. I was like, right, okay. So I was getting them to make shamrocks, right? So I got them all big pieces of green card that I wanted them to draw a shamrock on and cut out, right? And I was like, this is what a shamrock is. And I turned around on the board and I tried to draw a shamrock, and it just looked like a cock of balls, basically. And I was like, no, it's not. That's not it. I'll do it again. So I tried again. I was like, I still can't get it right. And I'd like covered the board in basically cock and balls. And the principal came in and just went, can I have a wee word? Can I just have a wee word outside? And I was like, surely. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, this is my culture. I'm just passing it on to the children.
Cock and balls.
And we had all these signs. It just looked like a load of
cock and
willies.
balls.
We were all just like, yo, St. Patrick.
I think a teacher from Ireland has a bit of a problem.
You sort your parking out there.
Yep.
Do you get embarrassed easily? Paddy, do you ever get embarrassed? Ever?
When I was younger, I did. Not now. I don't really get embarrassed now. It's.
Why were you sort of, everyone's supposed, I guess gets embarrassed when you're a teenager in some way, but.
I think I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was a wee bit different. And then my mom tells a story. She's like, it was really, I wanted to be a priest, and
A priest and a vet?
like when I was really young, like a priest. Like I was in the scouts and all that there. I was
I
really.
see. Okay.
And then my mom says, it was just like, like Cabin and Parry. It's one morning I came down and she was like, do you want to go out for breakfast now? Fuck up, leave me alone. My mom was
I
like,
want to be a vet now.
what the fuck? And I just
To be a
changed.
priest?
Oh, I did. I wanted to be a priest. I was a wee holy Joe. I was like,
Were you an altar boy?
no, I never done altar boy. But I would have brought the stuff up to mass on a Saturday night, like carried the stuff up.
Carried what?
Like
In
for
the
communion and all. Like went to mass all the time and all. And
But
wee
just
weirdo.
joined in. You're not supposed. That's the altar boy's job. Were you just like improvising?
In
I'll do it.
in St Agnes's Town on a Saturday night when we brought my granny to mass, they would let like 4 people bring
Oh right.
the stuff
okay.
up to the altar from the middle. It was like, ooh, wee bit of
that
like,
is a wee bit.
razzmatazz for the.
Do you
the
not think
mass.
that was a wee bit of your future performer in you, looking for a wee bit of attention?
I just think that was the priest way of probably eyeing up the talent. That Evan's carried up. Yeah, we look at them.
So when you say you would have got embarrassed when you were younger, do you mean like as a little kid or like teenager?
Yeah, I remember more like primary school.
Yeah.
I
Were you
would have
quite
went
quiet?
bright red.
Oh yes, funny, me too.
I was a talker, but I would have got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if somebody laughed at me or something, I would have. I'm bright
Isn't that
red.
funny now?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some sort of psychological reason that would have embarrassed you as a kid. Now it's what you want.
That's
your
probably
job.
people whenever I was in primary school probably go, I'm being a comedian now. Like, if they remembered me.
As a wee quiet shy. Were you shy?
I wasn't shy,
No.
no, because that'd be wrong to say that. Because I was a talker
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I was a parking paid.
Parking's paid.
I was a talker, but I was a disruptor too.
Yeah.
Like the teacher would have went, will you stop talking?
Yeah.
But I also had a wee bit of a performer in me, and I
Yeah.
knew I had that. But if I like sang a wee hymn or something, and someone in the class looked at me and went, "What the fuck are you doing?" No, you lot. I had a bright red, and,
Oh, for singing a hymn in class. Yeah.
Just
Were you just sitting by yourself like, here I
the teacher was
am,
like-
Lord.
our teacher would have been all into his wee songs and all. And no, Hail Glorious St Patrick and all.
Oh, yeah.
Them wee men, and. So when he started singing a wee song, and I would have joined into it because like, my granny would have sang wee songs and all like
Yeah.
Danny Boy. So I knew Danny Boy, and I remember him like, do you know Danny Boy? You sing it for me as I'm writing it on the board. And I remember them all looking at me in class, and then I realised they're all fucking going to beat my bollocks in me, you know.
I blame the teacher for
Because I
that
went
one,
to
to be
Scundered
honest.
Falls, do you know what I mean? We were in their bollocks knocked in. You know,
Hail glorious
St.
St. Patrick. He's
But
getting done after school.
yeah.
So
But it
no
was-
embarrassing story. You, I suppose you can't be embarrassed with getting up on stage and everything. But do you think would you be an embarrassing dad?
Probably. Probably. I probably would. I think the two youngest ones are at that age where they think it's all great.
Yeah.
You know, so
Teenagers is a different.
teenagers is a different thing altogether. It's like, I don't know. You
Yeah.
think you're cool, but you're probably not.
Yeah.
You know, your dad's on TikTok is probably the worst thing.
I know.
Your dad's on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's like your dad sells
Avon.
isn't
I
it?
know.
Your
That's the
dad's
new
on
one.
TikTok. That's smacked out. Your dad's smacked out 100%. My dad's smacked out. Do you know what I mean? I'd admit that one.
But you don't tell, like in your act, it's not the type of thing you would do, sort of like embarrassing stuff that's happened to you. It's more kind of observational about other things that are going
I think I
on.
would tell people. I would say, like, I remember telling a story. I was out in Lisburn. Obviously, elaborating the story because it was a thing. But Padraig was only a baby, and I went into the shop. It was the first time I took him out my own, and I came back out, and the staff in Tesco's were smoking up beside. And when I got closer to my car, the bumper was hanging off, and a big blue mark of somebody had hit the car. So I was like, "What happened to my car?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I talking about? You were here when I pulled in. You know, you couldn't have fucking missed me and whatever." And then I took the keys out and hit the button, and my car was 4 up. It was just the same type of car.
I'm just annoyed on this person's behalf.
You know, like things like that has happened, and
Yes.
like you talk about. But probably the most embarrassing thing, and it's lucky it happened when I was young, because you probably wouldn't have done this when you're older. And my sisters and all, and my man all talk about this story. But we had a caravan in Carnlough, and outside the caravan park was a wall of about, the road was say maybe 10 feet up from the field, and the cows were down on it. But we didn't have iPads and we didn't have stuff like that when we were kids. You played out in the fucking street, whatever there was. And we played a game from the caravan park, and it was throwing stones into the cow shed.
Okay. Yes.
And if you could get the stone to sit in the
Right in it.
like to make it look like a diamond in a ring sort of thing, right? And we throw in, and then as we were throwing it, we realised the bigger stones we threw into it, the more it would splat.
Oh,
And we thought this was hilarious.
Yeah.
So I was about 5, 6. This is vivid.
Yeah.
This is one of the moments where you can't forget it.
Yeah.
And I lifted a boulder,
Oh God.
and I leaned over the wall, not realising that my head was probably the same weight as the boulder.
Oh God.
So when I put the two of them things over, I went with the boulder. And I went face first into the cow shit. And then I remember jumping up, and everybody went, "Ah!" And it's like coming out of my mouth.
Oh God.
But I then had to run up the field through all the shit. So legs, I
Paddy.
fell about 20 times.
Oh jeez.
And then I got out the gate, and the caravan park, like our caravan, it had a sink. But that was it. There was no shower or toilet in the caravan. There was a thing. And I just remember like all the kids running in. He's the shit, man. Look. And my ma says she just came out and went, "What the fuck did I do with this?"
I know. Bit of Lynx Africa.
So she literally, I got hosed down in the farmer's yard.
God. The humiliation continues.
And they put a black bag over me
What?
to bring me home, because my mummy had nothing to put on me. We were down like closing the caravan off, I think, for the
Oh
winter.
right. Okay.
So it was like
stuff
literally
with
we
you.
were only down, and my dad had dropped us off, and then so I was sitting in the caravan in a black,
In a black bag.
and the smell of cow
Shite.
shite. That was probably a phantom smell, but I still can sort of smell it
Oh my
today.
God.
But like, talk about embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I can vividly remember that. I can remember people running away.
Yeah.
You know, and my sisters and my man all talk about it still to this day.
Did they think it was funny at the time, or were they just
everybody's
hurt?
laughing like fuck. I mean, how funny is that he fucking leaned over, and my sisters got like
Just went with it.
They says you just went woof,
Oh my God.
and then you jumped up, and the shit was like, it was like something that you would see in a
my-
fucking movie. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
It was that. So they still talk about it to this day.
Oh God. Well, that's all I'm going to picture now when I think about
I'm
it. Like,
Scundered.
wee shit man.
Scundered from that, and I can remember it, like, but I'm a Scundered like
It's funny, those things they do, they stay with you. Like, yeah, I don't know how many years ago that was. Not many. I don't know what age you are.
45. So it's 40 years ago.
40 years ago, and it still feels like it was yesterday.
Still smell the shite 40 years later.
Well, listen, Paddy, thank you so much for sharing with me, for getting it off your chest.
Getting it off. Do you talk about your embarrassing moments?
I do. I've probably none left to share, but yes, I do. I never stop embarrassing myself.
Do you still get scundered?
Yes. I embarrass myself constantly. If I'm very clumsy, so I fall down a lot. And I can't even think about the last, when's the most recent one? I'll have to have a wee think. But most of my embarrassing stories are what I use for material. Like, it's all about embarrassing myself. And yeah.
When I was working at the building sites and the gout started developing, so I'd be walking with limps and still trying to work. And I would fall quite a bit. And everyone on the building site says, when you fall, it's like slow motion.
Yes. No, that's the same as me. Yes.
And they go, we can't describe how you do that. But you fall like slow motion, like a sloth.
The worst one I've had in recent times was just 2 years ago. And I got drunk at a wedding, my best friend's wedding, and it was quite a small wedding. So there wasn't a massive crowd of people, but they all saw it happen because we were towards the end of the night. Everybody was dancing in a big circle on the dance floor, right? And I can't remember. Oh yeah, so somebody started going into the middle of the circle and doing, like, you know, all the grannies and everything, go in, do a wee dance and come back out again. And I thought it would be really funny to go into the middle of the circle and try and do a Russian tea dance. You know, the one where they're like down.
Can you do that?
No, I cannot. No.
So
and I was wearing high heels. So I tried to do that and slipped and went over. Did a full tumble over and landed on my wrist and broke it. But at that point, the only embarrassing thing was my skirt, my whole dress had come over my head whenever I fell as well. And I've never felt so old in my life, because I was like, I'm sure I would have been able to do this 20 years ago. Because I used to fall down all the time and people thought it was funny. But you see, when I fell down that time, they were like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, they talking about your granny pants you had on?
Yes. They were all like,
and
is she all right? Get her. Yeah, big spanks and everything. Big skin-coloured spanks all the way up. It was so embarrassing. And I couldn't even focus on the pain because I was just so humiliated. But everybody was like, and the girl I was talking to the next day who was at the wedding, and I broke my wrist, like I was in A&E that night, blocked.
Did you go back for day 2?
No, I did not.
I
was in
fucking
agony.
Oh my God. With a fucking broken arm. Right, Barnum, leave off. You go do a stance.
No. I was in A&E, like, because we'd been drinking all day, basically. And this was like midnight at A&E, and they were like, have you had anything to drink today just before we give you painkillers? I was like, I've had about 4 bottles of Prosecco. They were like, well, this is really going to hurt, so we're giving you the painkillers anyway. And they had to realign the wrist, like, pull it. Christ. But talk about, see, when you're talking about building sites, I went back up to the fracture clinic to get it replastered. That I have never seen a ward like it. That I think all of the people who work up there are former builders. There was dance music playing in the background. And they have these, have you seen these wee circular saw things they use to take the plaster off your wrist? He might as well have had a fag on the go when he was doing it. He was just like,
get that sorted here.
And yeah.
Hurry up, love. I had to say no on here. I'm doing the double.
Radio playing in the background. I was like, where am I? So yeah.
I went to a 40th birthday during COVID. It was a house party. And the girl whose 40th birthday was, she slipped out in the patio.
Oh, God.
And went to A&E.
Yeah.
And we all stayed and partied.
Yeah.
Her birthday.
Oh, it's her birthday. Let us know how you get on.
I just remember, like, they had a hot tub, and I remember, like,
a
3 or 4 in the morning, sending her pictures of us all in the hot tub. What's it like down there days again?
Oh, God,
your party was amazing.
Yeah. Sorry you couldn't make it.
They had a right-on lawnmower. Just remember, I getting drove about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, poor girl, her 40th. And she'd done it, like, at, like, 9:45 that night.
Oh, no, so it wasn't even, like, towards the end of the night.
We just partied all night anyway.
The worst one I did falling slowly was I was walking up the street in Spain and I had all my shopping in 2 hands and wasn't really paying attention. But you know the wee plastic rings that go around a 6-pack of tins, right? There was one of them lying on the street and I got one caught on my flip-flop right? And rather than just put my bags down and pick it off my foot, I tried to kick it off, and I don't know how I did it, but I got another one on the other flip flop. So both feet were like,
You're like a wee penguin in that film.
yes. I was like on David Attenborough. They're like, look, you're killing these birds, this big bird here. And I just went down really slowly, just like slow motion fell down right in the street, and nobody helped me. There you go.
And you were embarrassed.
I was very embarrassed.
The only thing about that ball is nobody knows who you are there. Did you give it a
I didn't
pen?
know I lived there at the time.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they did know who it was.
Didn't know who. Teresa,
lived.
e quanto Scundered.
Yeah, there she is again. Like every time you saw me in Spain, I was either falling down or doing something stupid. Yeah, block. Yeah,
or drawing cocks in the wall.
Yeah, yes, essentially, yes. And like I have quit drinking now. I don't drink for good reason.
You used to drink on the stage?
I used to pretend to drink on the stage. That was. I used to have a bottle of gin.
Should have just kept that
No,
going there. Keep
it's
the
fine.
illusion.
I couldn't. See, if I actually was drinking, it'd be an absolute shit show.
Do you know, when I first started, all I done was be drunk. You know, for the first 6 months of doing it.
Were you?
I was the drunk comedian.
And you actually were? You would drink before you went on stage?
Well,
yeah.
it was in the bar every time.
Yeah.
It was in a bar, so... And by the time you went on, you had 3 or 4 pints in you.
Yeah.
And then I remember it got to the stage where it was like, Hunter was like, I'm not driving you to fucking Derry to do a gig.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to do it sober.
I'm like, you need to run me to Derry. To do. No, I'm fucking not. You can take the car. And I was like, I not be able to drink. It's like... So I remember going and I done it. And the fella in Derry went to me, Paddy, you need to do that sober from now on.
As much better. I'm sure.
He says, you're funny, but like that's fucking night and day.
Yeah.
And that was the turning point then.
Yeah.
Just stop doing it drunk.
I agree. I think a lot of people probably think you do need it for a wee bit of, because that's how I am at, at parties or whatever.
Everybody thinks we're out the back getting drunk and
yeah.
You go out the back, it's like
yeah.
a week. It's not even like a week because of the week you drink. Like the other night we were sitting in the Empire and there was tea and water.
Yeah.
And we were talking about dinners and stuff.
Yeah.
People don't.
No,
They think it's
not
all
a big
rock and
party.
roll.
No, but I agree. You're probably you're sharper when you're not.
Yeah.
If you're not drunk, you're probably having a great time when you're drunk on stage and nobody else is. Probably just
my
watching
last
you.
SSC arena, and this isn't even a word of a lie. I've asked him to send me it because that was the first time I done the material. I don't know what I done on stage material wise. I can't remember the gig because I was in agony. I had came back. I was away in America and Canada, and I came back, and then the kids was sick, so I had to deal with the kids when I came back home, and also I took gout, and I couldn't physically move my leg on the day. So on my way till the SSE, I got the guy that was driving me down. I says, "You may stop here at a chemist or something." And I went into a chemist where it was like a cousin of mine, and I'm like, "You need to give me something, and I need to go on stage, and I can't walk, and the pain is too much." About 27 minutes into the gig, I don't remember.
Oh my God.
So but everybody had a great time.
Don't say the name of that chemist who's about to get struck off.
I say chemist. He lives in his house.
Oh, I say.
He's one of them pharmacists.
I'm sort of like, a pharmacist.
You know,
that, did they?
Because we don't take advice from like medical people. You know, when I go to the doctor and he goes to me, these are these tablets and you need to take 3 of them a day with food. I would go into a bar and then ask a wee man that's had the same symptoms. What do you? And he's like, take them all now, fucking get them in you. And you'll listen to that fucker.
Yeah, thank you, doctor. Yeah.
Do you know? And that's what we do.
Yeah.
But it's a thing in West Belfast where we take advice from other. We will get the proper advice from a solicitor and proper advice from a doctor, and then walk into a bar and ask some wee man sitting there, let's give you 2 horses, let's get beat. And you're like, is that the way? 100% do that. I don't fucking listen to it. Where'd he train Queens? Fuck's it, rise up. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I'm so naive. Just when you were like, and I went and spoke to the chemist, and I'm like, a pharmacist? What? Well, I'll be
I
reporting.
literally do put up like statuses on, and it's the best way. I don't need to go to a chemist. I
get
put
all
up
the
and go,
advice.
folks, has anybody got any of these steroids for this fucking? And I remember going to a girl's house, and she was like, this is the weirdest drug deal ever, isn't it? And I give her 2 tickets to the show,
pain.
and she gave me, and she's like, what are you taking them for? What are you taking them for? And I says, good. She says, I take them for my breeding. And I went, it's the same thing. It opened up. And I says, all right.
So was everyone sitting in your show someone who's given you something for the
Near
pain,
enough.
basically?
Near enough.
You can
I
fill
gave
the
him a couple of
SSC
tablets.
Right. Listen, we're going to stop now,
No
but
problem.
I Really appreciate you coming in.
No
And
problem.
what's your next big? Where are you off to next?
Start tour, regional tour, which is the Goats Out. So I'm having to look at the video now to see what I'm going to do tomorrow night. Because apparently it was very funny in the SSE. So I'm going to have to go and see
find out what
a
you
pharmacy.
said.
Go and see
Yeah.
a pharmacy on the way down.
Go see
Get some of
we
that stuff again. But yeah, so we'll start off in Coal Island tomorrow night, sold out, and then we're all over the province. And everything has sold really well.
Yeah.
Like Theatre to Mill, we're on the second show. We're selling that at the minute.
Very good.
With Millennium Forum, and then ahead to England, Scotland. Yeah, England, Scotland, and that's where we're taking the tour so far. And then eventually
Brilliant.
take it over to Australia and stuff like
Oh,
that.
you'll be over in Australia again, you lucky. Lucky thing.
It's a beautiful country.
Yes.
But it's all work.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Right. Thank you so much, Paddy.
Teresa, thank you.